Hello, friends watching Today All Day. Hope you're having a great Monday.
It's a big morning around here at Today in 30. For starters, we're kicking things off with an exclusive interview with the one, the only Michael Jordan.
Yeah, the NBA legend and icon now having a big impact on NASCAR. He's the co-owner of a team behind a historic win for Bubba Wallace. And Craig got to sit down with Jordan and Denny Hamlin, his partner in NASCAR, for an exclusive conversation on their drive to change the sport of racing.
And then it's time to celebrate one of our favorite days of the year, International Day of the Girl. Hundreds of girls joined us on the plaza this morning for a very special event. And we dedicated it all to the girls of Afghanistan who are facing an uncertain future.
Coming up, we're going to hear directly from some of them, as well as leading voices speaking out in support of women's rights, including former First Lady Laura Bush and Malala Yousafzai.
Let's not waste any more time, shall we? Let's get ready for a very inspiring edition of Today in 30. We're back now with In-Depth Today and a Today exclusive.
Yeah, when Bubba Wallace made history with his first NASCAR Cup Series victory last week, he had some pretty impressive support in his corner. Basketball icon Michael Jordan and three-time Daytona 500 winner Denny Hamlin. And Craig, you got a chance to speak with them.
Yeah, I spent the weekend with the two of them. Michael Jordan's goal is to make his number 23 iconic in NASCAR, as well as partnering with Denny Hamlin to launch 2311 Racing. Its driver, rising star Bubba Wallace, and we talked with him about Bubba's big win, what NASCAR needs to change, and of course a little basketball as well.
To see the emotion from Bubba tells you everything about how much work he's put into it, you know, how much effort and how much he wanted to win. And I even dropped a tear because I know his passion.
Bubba Wallace made racing history this month. He did it in a number pretty familiar to sports fans. He's the first driver for 2311 Racing, owned by NBA legend Michael Jordan and racing superstar Denny Hamlin. Denny, you were there. You were there at Talladega. I understand you were in pit row.
I actually started getting emotional when I saw the emotion that they had. I mean, you get more proud and happy for them than what you do for yourself.
Wallace became just the second black driver to win a NASCAR race, the first since Wendell Scott in 1963, when Michael Jordan was just 9 months old. What does it mean for Michael Jordan to win at this level as a black man in NASCAR?
It's very rare, but it also it inspires me that you're making a difference in a sport that, you know, no one really thought could even happen. I feel gratitude, but I feel energized too. Let's keep this thing rolling. Let's have other Bubba Wallaces winning.
Bubba Wallace goes to racetracks and he gets booed. Why do you think that is in 2021?
This sport needs to change, and it has started the progress of changing, you know, and maybe people are not cheering for him, but he has to dig within himself. You're fighting from within, you know, to achieve something. And when you achieve it, it's far more gratifying than you can even imagine. And it's inspiring to people that, you know, really start to understand what the fight really is about.
The challenge of entering a sport with little diversity and where the Confederate flag has been commonplace for decades was one Jordan was willing to take head on.
When I dove to get involved in NASCAR, I knew I was diving into the teeth of racism. Knew it. Been there, experienced it, but I wasn't afraid of it. I was looking forward to the challenge.
Denny, I understand that you actually encouraged Bubba to avoid social media at some point early on. Why?
Well, I think my message was pretty simple to him, is that you will not change a hater's mind. You need to go out there and get your motivation to want to make the people that support you proud.
Jordan is determined to overcome challenges of inequality through his extensive charity work as well. In just the last 2 years, he's pledged more than $110 million of his own money and from his Jordan brand to black social charities and to build community health centers. What's driving Michael Jordan to give away so much of his money?
Action speaks louder than words. You know, I can sit here and say a lot of different things, but my actions have been that I want to make a difference.
We've got an NBA season that tips off about a week from now, roughly. The Hornets notwithstanding, who do we like this season?
Well, it's hard to knock out Milwaukee. I'm a firm believer that if you're a champion, someone's going to have to knock you off the pedestal. You know, Brooklyn in the East, you got Miami's changed. You know, my old team, Chicago, made some big changes, you know, so they may compete in the East as well. Lakers are going to come back. The Clippers are going to come back. And whoever stays healthy, whoever can battle the COVID-19 issues that they may have in the course of the year, it's going to give that team the best chance. So, I mean, staying healthy is our biggest thing for us. We got to stay healthy.
You mentioned staying healthy and the COVID vaccine. Are you at all concerned about the protocols?
Not at all. Not at all. I am total in unison with the league, and I think everybody has been speaking about the vaccinations, and I'm a firm believer in science, and I'm gonna stick with that, and hopefully everybody abides by whatever the league sets the rules, and I think that once everybody buys in, we're gonna be fine.
While today's teams are vying to start a new dynasty,
6 championships in 8 years.
We were the greatest team ever.
The blockbuster docuseries The Last Dance still has fans comparing today's stars to Jordan's iconic Bulls. Were you surprised by the reaction to The Last Dance?
Yeah. I always thought that people would not understand my passion for the game, my passion for winning.
How do you think it changed the way that people viewed Michael Jordan?
I think they saw my desire to win on a consistent basis, and every time I stepped on the floor, I represented my family, the Chicago Bulls, the NBA, because my desire was strong.
Now we are ready to begin our special event for International Day of the Girl. It's a day to empower girls and amplify their voices all around the world.
We are dedicating the next hour to sharing stories of Afghanistan's women who now face an even more uncertain future there, and those who've left who are starting over with a brand new life right here in the United States.
And I had the chance to talk with Malala Yousafzai, who of course became known worldwide when she was shot by a Taliban gunman for simply wanting to attend school. Well, today she's a leading activist for the education of girls. She won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014, and she started her own nonprofit called the Malala Fund, and she had a lot to say about her fears and her hopes now for Afghanistan. For Malala Yousafzai, the fall of Afghanistan to the Taliban once again was heartbreakingly familiar and painful. All the more so because at the very moment it was happening, she herself was still recovering from the Taliban attack that changed her life at the age of 15. Malala, when Afghanistan fell so quickly to the Taliban, I could not stop thinking about you, wondering how you felt watching those images, wondering where you were. And then I've come to learn you were actually in the hospital with your 6th surgery, still recovering 9 years later from a single Taliban bullet. How did that strike you in those moments?
Savannah, I just could not process what was happening in Afghanistan, because in that very same week, I was going through a surgery that was part of that long time recovery from that one bullet. And for me, it was just a reminder that if for one individual it takes that many surgeries and that many years to actually fix the scars from just one bullet, we cannot imagine the millions of bullets that the people of Afghanistan and people in parts of Pakistan have taken in the past 2 to 4 decades.
Malala's nonprofit, the Malala Fund, has invested close to $2 million in Afghanistan for the education of girls. When the U.S. withdrew and Taliban took over, they were quick to move what activists and teachers they could to safety, fearing the Taliban were a threat to their lives and their livelihoods. The Taliban is saying, we've changed. We're not that Taliban that committed all those atrocities and didn't let girls go to secondary schools. Do you believe the Taliban when it says things like that?
The Taliban are known for this political ideology that they do not accept women as equal to men. They announced that boys can go to school, but they did not mention girls. And they're doing these political gatherings and meetings, and we do not see, a single woman there. Women have just suddenly disappeared from that public, social, political life.
We have seen a few brave women go out and protest, and then we've seen the Taliban come in and shut those protests down. What do you think when you see images like that?
So the Taliban's narrative that, this is so-called Islamic thing that women cannot be equal, women are challenging that. So this is something that gives me hope, and that is why we need to listen to the voices of Afghan women and girls.
Are you disappointed with the way the Biden administration and the U.S. handled this withdrawal from Afghanistan?
I wish that the Biden administration and other world leaders had done more to protect human rights, women's and girls' rights, but it's never too late. So whether it is a political deal, negotiations, recognizing the Taliban government. They must be conditional on the fact that the Taliban recognize women's and girls' right to education.
Malala's own education, a priority she almost died for. After she was shot by the Taliban, she was flown to the UK for medical treatment and has lived there ever since, last year completing her own schooling with honors from one of the top universities in the world, Oxford. I remember you said, I just want to be a regular college girl. How did it go? You've graduated now. How was that experience?
As a girl in my early 20s, trying to get her education, but also make friends and socialize. I enjoyed my time in those beautiful colleges and libraries of Oxford, and I made some great, amazing friends there.
Malala clearly enjoyed being just another student, but to countless girls worldwide, the Nobel Prize winner and activist is a role model fighting for their future. This is the Day of the Girl. There are a lot of young girls who look up to you. What's your message to girls who want to make a difference in their own communities?
Believe in yourself, believe in your voice, believe in the dedication and determination that you hold for the things that you believe in. You can make it happen.
Well, we're so thrilled to have two Malala Fund Assembly contributors joining us right now. We have TK Sacco and Nibras Basetki, and Assembly is the Malala Fund's publication. It's a platform for girls to be able to share their advocacy work, and in TK and Nibras, you've done that. I remember Malala said, if people hadn't been standing holding I Am Malala signs up, I may not have even survived. What has this platform meant to you, TK?
To me, Assembly is a home where girls all over the world come and they share their perspectives and their motivations and what motivates them to get up in the morning and rally and organize in their communities. So I really found a home in Assembly and sharing my opinions and reflecting on my experiences. So it's just been great collaborating with other girls and reading their stories.
And Nibras, when you came to this country, your dad told you learn 10 words a day, and you did. You ended up being on the debate team in the finals. You gave the commencement address, first in your family to go to college. Education, education, education. How important is that?
Education is always, I've seen it as a tool to basically give me that tool, that knowledge, to be able to be independent, to be able to break the cycle, whether it could be the poverty, whether gender equality. I just see it as a tool to give me voice, to become who I am today.
Well, we are so incredibly proud of both of you ladies. You wrote a terrific book, too. Before we go, we have a special announcement. To mark International Day of the Girl, our sponsor, Citi, is making a $50,000 donation to the Malala Fund, in addition to their ongoing Free for Education campaign, helping young women and girls get an access to education. So it's what you guys have been working for.
Yeah. It's inspiring work, and you guys certainly do give us all hope for the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
TK and Nibras. And they're going to be back actually in the third hour. You'll talk more about their own histories, their important and life-changing work.
Meantime, guys, also out here on our beautiful plaza, we've got Jenna Bush Hager. She joined her mom, former First Lady Laura Bush, a longtime advocate for Afghan girls and women, to help share their stories. Hey, Jenna.
Yeah, good morning, guys. The strength and courage of these women is just remarkable. They risked everything to make the journey to this country from Afghanistan so they could one day raise their own daughters without fear and with the freedom and rights every girl deserves.
Fighting must be really hard.
Jamila and her sister Sharifa arrived in the United States 3 years ago, refugees from their country of Afghanistan. This past summer, they watched in horror the scenes of chaos unfold in Kabul, the Afghan capital, after the U.S. troop withdrawal, not knowing where any of their family was and if they were safe.
When you see the images on TV of your people in your country flocking to the airport.
Yeah, I cry a lot.
Sad, so sad.
My mom has been fiercely passionate about advocating for the girls and women of Afghanistan since her time as First Lady in the White House.
The plight of women and children in Afghanistan is a matter of deliberate human cruelty.
In November 2001, she became the first person other than a president to deliver the weekly presidential radio address. She used the opportunity to discuss the plight of women in Afghanistan.
American women wanted to help. They really did. They looked at their Afghan sisters across the world and worried for them. And many, many women started programs.
Like Break Bread, Break Borders here in the U.S., a culinary training program for refugee women like Jamila and Sharifa to help them find jobs in the food service industry.
Cooking is a skill. Working in the kitchen is a superpower.
Jinya Huang founded the organization as a tribute to her late mother, Margaret, an immigrant from Taiwan who would hire other immigrants to work in a restaurant.
This is what it means to be an American to us, is to always do the right thing, to be a good neighbor, and to practice kindness and compassion every day.
Hi. Hello. How are you?
And to share traditions, as the sisters did for me and my mom, showing us not only how to make Afghan dumplings.
Jenna, look, this is how it's supposed to look. See how they're like a little envelope.
That's how it's supposed to look, and look how mine looks.
Thank you. Good.
Typical. But also teaching us the songs they would sing growing up in Afghanistan while cooking with their own mother.
It's so beautiful. What's your dream for your country?
One day, my country is gonna be like other countries. The people, all of them happy together, own country. They are living, they are not scared for something to happen to the children in the school or the home.
That's what we all hoped for Afghanistan.
We still hope it.
And hope is why this young Afghan woman risked her life to come to America as the Taliban took over her city. We had to conceal her identity out of safety concerns for her family still in Afghanistan.
Every time when they called to me, saying, please, my baby, help us. They don't have money, they don't have food, they don't have water to drink.
Are they scared for their safety?
Yeah, they are jobless. They don't have job now.
And are they scared to leave the house?
Yeah, if the girls doesn't have hijab, they will beat him.
Beat her.
Yeah.
So far, what has your life been like here in the United States?
The best life.
Oh.
I have, a lot of dreams.
To have a voice.
Yeah.
To have the power.
To have the right.
To have the rights.
Yeah.
And like Jamila and Sharifa, she hopes to use her right to work, something she was unable to do under the Taliban.
Why should women here care about the women in your country?
Why not?
That all women want the same thing.
All women
want to live safe, happy lives for themselves and their children.
And for these women, it meant leaving behind 1,000 memories to find their future.
It was so humbling to meet these incredible women and to hear what they had to go through to get here.
By the way, that song was beautiful that they were singing.
Yeah, it was the song their mom sang. It's a traditional folk song that their mom sang while they cooked. But I just couldn't get over the fact that on one hand, they have all of these hopes and dreams for their own children. Their 4-year-old son of the woman I spoke to said, Mom, we are safe now. At 4, he knew that. But then at the same time, they are so worried for their sisters in Afghanistan.
And for them to put voice to the hopes and the aspirations of what our country is supposed to be. One of the women you spoke to saying, in America you do the right thing.
Yes.
And then just
well,
it's
to
such
watch
a good
how
reminder.
they are being welcomed is so important because they are.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So it's really important.
I think a lot of people want to help. They'll probably see that as a way that they could help out.
I know. What a good day to help, right?
Yes.
Let's use our voices. All of them have or they will receive assistance setting up their new lives here in America. And there are many organizations also mobilizing support. One of them, Welcome.us, is a bipartisan initiative aimed at helping and welcome thousands of new refugees. So to find out more how you can help, scan that QR code right there at the bottom of the screen. It'll take you to the website where you can learn more.
Oh, I'm doing it today. No more crying. Let's write in a check. Let's do it.
You got it.
Yeah. We're going to have a lot more tears, smiles, laughter, and hope. A big, inspiring crowd helps us mark International Day of the Girl, and you can get involved too.
We are back on this Monday morning, International Day of the Girl, and a reminder about the QR code at the bottom of your screen. Just scan it with your smartphone and learn more about the efforts of Welcome.us, and that's the organization that helps refugees.
Yeah, and we've just met so many incredible people this morning. We're also fortunate to hear the stories of some absolutely inspiring Afghan girls and women, but others who've had the same experiences are not always encouraged to share them.
That's right, but there are two sisters who are students living here in the U.S., and they're looking to change that. Let's meet them right now.
Because we didn't know if tomorrow was promised, it was very much survival mode.
Growing up under Taliban rule in Afghanistan, Lena Tori-Jan and Zohra Hunter were no strangers to fear.
We all had to change our names.
For years, their family was forced to live in hiding, their ethnicity making them targets of the Taliban.
Had they found you, they would take you, either kill you, take you somewhere you wouldn't know where.
Against all odds, with dreams of higher education, they were able to get out. Zohra, 20 years old, Lena, only 18 when they left their family in Afghanistan to start new lives. Both women now pursuing their master's degree. Zohra at George Washington University, Lena finishing her studies at Oxford in England while living in Washington, D.C.
I saw that with education I could change my life.
An incredible journey that made them want to share those of other refugee and immigrant women from Afghanistan.
I had to take my life and leave. I had no other choices.
It's never easy to start life from scratch in a foreign country.
The sisters creating a podcast last spring, Chai Wadastan, or Tea and Tale.
Generally, women don't have platform in Afghanistan.
There needed to be a space to hear other stories of women who have seen similar barriers, have found ways to get around it, and also for women to see their stories in those journeys of you are not alone, you are important, you are valuable, your voice matters.
Their mission taking on new importance in the wake of the Taliban's recent return to power in Afghanistan. Back in August, Zohra and Lena frantically worked to get their family out, fearing each call with the other sister still in Kabul would be their last.
She's saying the Taliban are shooting. She's just screaming. Her kids almost died.
Their family eventually made it to a military base in New Jersey and have been there ever since. Lena and Zohra are still waiting for the day they can all reunite. For now, they want to make sure the voices of other Afghan women and girls are louder and more empowered than ever.
You're watching Today in 30, and we're celebrating International Day of the Girl!
I hope everybody can feel what we feel out here, because there is such a beautiful spirit of friendship this morning, and we want to just say how thankful we are for this phenomenal International Day of the Girl crowd who've come here this morning.
They showed up early. They had all this energy, y'all. We thank you. And Craig, we didn't forget the girl dad. Craig's over there with another group.
You talk about some energy. This is a lively bunch. And here's the thing. It's a school holiday. And you guys, you could have slept in. You ladies could have slept in. And you decided to come out. So thank you. This is the Mary Lewis Academy. Is that right? Yeah. Raise your hand if you're part of the Mary Lewis Academy. Okay. All right. First of all, what's your name?
Olivia.
Olivia, how does it feel being here this morning?
It's absolutely amazing. At the Mary Lewis Academy, I'm surrounded by so many amazing young girls every day. And then to have the opportunity to come here and listen to everyone's stories, it's truly a day I'll never forget.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
My God, but you sound like a 32-year-old. This is really, you guys are just so impressive. Really impressive all morning. And I understand, first of all, what's your name?
Adriana.
Adriana, and today's an extra special day for you, I understand.
It is. It's my 16th birthday.
16! Sweet 16! I stepped up and you asked me to do something.
I did actually. I asked you to sing happy birthday to me.
Sing happy birthday, which I've never done this on television, but for you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Adriana. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. You're going to be great. Happy 16th. Thank you. Thanks for all you ladies are doing, and best of luck to all of you, okay?
Okay, you're going to want to tune in tomorrow. Jill Martin's here with a special edition of Steals and Deals, all about keeping you warm and cozy this week.
Yeah, winter's coming. Don't forget, there's a new episode of Hoda's Making Space podcast out today.
Mitch Albom.
Oh, I
Tuesdays
love
with
that.
Maury. Oh, he's a home run.
You had a dream about Mitch Albom last night. Must have been thinking about your podcast. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.